honor those whom we have recognized for their roles beyond the call of duty in serving the nation and our people with pride.
National Heroes Day is just 3 days away, and as you heard earlier, numerous Jamaicans will be awarded for their contribution to nation building. It's another episode of the country's most informative television program, Jamaica Magazine. Thanks for tuning in. Today we shed light on one of the recipients of the Order of Distinction this year, Glenn Titus Campbell, followed by information on the latest technological advancements by the Passport, Immigration and Citizenship Agency, PICA. I'll be right back.
Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS News for Friday, October 18. The number of employed Jamaicans increased in July 2019 when compared to the same period last year. The Statistical Institute of Jamaica, Statin, is reporting that there were 1.25 million persons employed, representing a 2.6% increase. In tandem with that, the number of unemployed persons fell by 4.8% to 106,700. According to the Labor Force Survey for July, overall unemployment held firm at a record low of 7.8%. This was disclosed by Statin's Director General, Carol Coy, during the Institute's quarterly briefing at the Knutsford Court Hotel on Thursday. She said the survey also revealed increased employment for both males and females, while the unemployment rate for youth aged 14 to 24 fell by 2 percentage points to 20.2% when compared to July 2018. Prime Minister Andrew Holness has called on more private sector entities to take a risk on Jamaica and create more jobs to expand the economy. Mr. Holness is also committing his government to maintaining a stable and fiscally prudent environment for businesses to thrive.
The fundamentals of the Jamaican economy is strong. We are now rated at a B+ with a positive outlook. It took us some time to get back to that rating. And I must tell you that the government of Jamaica will never make the fiscal errors that were made in the past.
Prime Minister Holness was speaking on Wednesday as he broke ground for Carimed Group's $6 billion complex at Bernard Lodge in St. Catherine. The 258,000 square foot facility will house the company's warehouse and administrative offices for its consumer goods division. The complex will be built in 2 phases by Tankweld, with the first round of construction expected to be completed by December 2020. 150 Jamaicans will be employed during the construction phase of the project, and scores more will be hired once the complex is in operation. Prime Minister Andrew Holness is expecting a national consensus on crime and violence to be drawn from a series of meetings to be held with the opposition and civil society. The first of those meetings was held on Thursday at the Jamaica Conference Center in downtown Kingston.
I'm confident that we have the capacity as a people to set aside political differences, to temper the political contest around the issue, and come up with solutions very quickly to solve this seemingly intractable problem.
Prime Minister Holness was addressing the opening of Fontana Waterloo Square. This is the 6th store to be opened by Fontana Limited, and the multi-story complex is expected to employ over 100 persons.
Fontana Waterloo is evidence of the buoyancy of the Jamaican economy. Can I get a wow for that?
The Junction Main Road Improvement Project is being rescoped to account for unforeseen challenges in repairing the thoroughfare. In 2017, $626 million from the government's Roads Rehabilitation Project was allotted to the thoroughfare, which links Kingston to St. Mary and Portland. But Prime Minister Andrew Holness says the funds allocated to the Broadgate to Agualta Vale leg have proven inadequate due to the extensive work that needs to be done. That includes widening the road and grading the hillside. The Prime Minister says money will be set aside to continue the work in phases.
It is our intention to widen and straighten the Junction Road going right back down to Stony Hill. We plan to do that. It can't be done overnight, but we are committed to in sections and phases and as our budget can carry to have it done.
State Minister of Education, Youth and Information, Orlando Terrelong, says the impending changes to the Adoption Act are being finalized for preparation of a cabinet submission. He says discussions on the changes have been held with the relevant stakeholders.
I can report that the lawyers from CPFSA have met with the lawyers from the ministry. We also invited Jamaicans for Justice. We discussed changes to the legislation, and those changes are being finalized for the cabinet submission to be prepared and sent off.
The State Minister was speaking at the Child Protection and Family Services Agency, CPFSA, Budget Planning and Quarterly Performance Review Retreat held at the Rio Hotel in Ocho Rios recently. He said the amendments to the law would make the adoption process in Jamaica less tedious while protecting the welfare of children. Among the key issues to be addressed is the right of a minor to consent to adoption and the most appropriate time frame to complete the adoption process. And finally, as the Heroes Day weekend approaches, the Maritime Authority of Jamaica, MAJ, is urging boaters to be vigilant and take precautionary measures when traversing our waterways. Director General of the MAJ, retired Rear Admiral Peter Brady, is warning passengers to be watchful for possible danger, including paying attention to the weather. He urges that if the seas are rough and waves are high, persons should not proceed on boat rides. At the same time, the MAJ's Director General is reminding coxswains, that is, persons who steer the vessels, that there are certain guidelines they must comply with. These include ensuring that their vessels are registered and licensed with the MAJ to carry passengers. Boat operators should also engage in a safety brief prior to starting a voyage and ensure that life jackets are properly fitted and worn by all passengers. These vessels must also be operated in accordance with the conditions listed on the safety certificate and must not exceed the passenger complement that is stated. The MAJ is Jamaica's maritime administration and is charged with the safety of life at sea and the prevention of marine pollution from vessel sources. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.
He is popularly known by his stage name Titus and has contributed over 38 years of outstanding service to Jamaican theatre and arts. Glenn Campbell is one of the approximately 140 Jamaicans who will be honored on Monday during the National Honors and Awards ceremony at King's House. Learn more about his contributions next.
To the more mature generation, he is known as Titus.
Iron clothes. That doesn't sound too bad.
The millennials, however, know him as the main actor in Jambi's productions.
Noah.
A man for all seasons, mending the hearts and souls for more than a generation with bellyfuls of laughter. Glenn Campbell is among a laureate list of arts practitioners for the 2019 National Honors and Awards.
A boy walks into a room. The room is filled with excitement. Teenagers, boys, and girls are chatting away. The boy steps to the stage and begins to recite a few lines.
Started as a hobby while still at school, Jamaica College, Fervent Opus in campus. Part of the JC, St. Andrew High School Drama Club. And it just blossomed. I went to an audition just to see what it was like. Ended up taking part in the audition, getting a role, and them say, so you want to come on the show? I'm saying, yeah. So while in lower six at JC, I did my first commercial production called New Jokers with Louis Marriott. That was 1981.
38 years later, the world has become his stage. Thoughts of pursuing a career in veterinary science and even law enforcement were only but a dream. A full-time job as a public relations officer also had to take backstage to the characters which flowed out of his spirit. The now full-time actor has performed not only in Jamaica, but also in the Caribbean, Europe, and the United States of America. The well-known stage thespian has received accolades in television, so much so that he can't escape his Titus character.
It was kind of early in my career, so there was learning and teething pains along the way. I remember Don Buckner at the time, who was the director at JBC, saying, "Where can him get this little stush boy about him to play a country, man?" And so, because when I started talking, it wasn't quite like a country boy, so I had to rehearse patois, like how people rehearse Spanish or French. So it reached a point now where when we talk patois, people say, if we don't know English, no more. But it's so much fun. I enjoy doing this. And as I said, I wouldn't change this for anything in the world.
His career with the Center Stage crew has maintained his presence in theatre, gaining a younger generation of fans. Campbell is a regular in the plays, which open at least once a year and run for weeks at the Center Stage Playhouse in New Kingston.
How much play did Patrick? Enough, Enough. All right. First one was Friends. That was in 1987. Guava Jelly. And then the ones that only remember me sometimes forget. There was Rasno and the Ark, there's Class of 73, there's Matey Chronicles, Ladies of the Night, Charlie's Angels, Diana, Saving Alligator High.
His colleagues and friends Patrick Brown and Trevor Nairn are previous recipients of a National Honor Award. Campbell will receive the Order of Distinction in the rank of Officer OD.
It's a humbling to know that your nation, your country has recognized the work that you're doing. It's a good feeling. And we're there, I do with theatre for when, but we are being watched, we are being seen, and the work is being acknowledged, and so we're grateful. Thank you.
The passionate actor is keen on encouraging young performers to stay the course once they're sure the arts is what they want to do.
I say that education is key, right? Get the education first. You can do the theatre with the education. Many of us, we studied other things. As I said, I studied public relations and I'm certified in that. And then I went on and did my theatre studies. Otherwise, other people, there are people that are accountants and do acting. There are people that are pharmacists and do acting. There are doctors. And even with just your creative subjects and so on, you can still do work and have a gainful means of employment.
It's my uncle sent for my birthday from America.
It not really go feed the big things like the steak and the lobster and the shrimps. But you can eat a little curry chicken or, if you like, little oxtail or I like the pork chops and the fried plantain and the rice and gungo peas. So we can afford to do that. But it takes sacrifice. It takes a lot of commitment and being very sensible with your spending and, watch the money and where you put it and, do the right things at the right times. And so I'm here. As I said, I probably can't have 2-3 houses on the hill, or I can't have a sports car and a family car and a weekend car, but I'm able to take care of myself and live relatively okay. Our plating is a serious thing. When somebody comes to you and says that they were depressed and was feeling out of sorts and they came and watched the show and it just gave them a new uplifting and a rejuvenation and them feel like life is worth living and them feel like going on. Hey, national award, I should get a doctor degree to start to write prescription. Because what we do is medicine for a lot of people. So I'll continue to be Glenn Titus Campbell, doctor, practitioner. Prescribe 2 hours of laughter for you, and you'll be fine. Check me back 3 months' time and you can get another 2 hours of laughter. You should be cured by then. Yeah?
Why are you here?
Boop, 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 boop.
That's my heart.
I hope so. But that's serious. If I your lungs, I go boop, boop.
Glenn is sitting at home at day. He is reading one of the many scripts before him on a table. He is preparing for theatre and film productions with no plans of retiring soon.
Retire what? So far, I still have me one teeth. So far, the body can still move. I can remember most things most of the time. And so I tell people, as long as God is continuing to bless me and I can speak and remember lines and I can move, I will continue. So no retiring yet. And so we're going to be working on some television projects. We're going to be working on some film projects. And look out for some stuff soon, folks. I tell you that I got normal, you know.
No problem, man. Shut up. Yes, dear.
I ate a weak man.
Merkel, you know you're not supposed to talk to me like that, you know. I tell you time and time again, say I don't like when you talk to me like I'm a little boy.
And you don't talk to my daughter like that.
How we are going with all of that? You're moving?
No. I'm a passport, I come for renewing, you know. But you want me to show me no in that way, it's full of corn and the long line I take you all day. Make sure you walk with some food. And...
No, man, things improve, man. Them have a lot of drop box where you can use inside. They finish in no time.
Yeah,
man, them are done.
Yeah. And some food, man. Like this. A drop box.
Transformation is happening across the public sector. Many services are now available online. We are building a better public service for all. Brought to you by the Transformation Implementation Unit.
The public sector of Jamaica is on a transformation journey. Numerous agencies and ministries of government are taking steps to provide more efficient, convenient, and modern service to their clients. One such entity is the Passport, Immigration and Citizenship Agency, PICA. Watch this.
Welcome to OPM Connect, the program that gives you an insight into the government's activities, programs, and policies. I'm Naomi Francis, the press secretary here at the Office of the Prime Minister. Today, we look at the infrastructure improvements, especially regarding technology, being made at the Passport, Immigration, Citizenship Agency, PICA. And today we're pleased to be joined by Mr. Andrew Winter, the Chief Executive Officer at PICA, Ms. Amy Johnson, the Director of Transformation. That's a very interesting title. We're going to hear some more about that. She's also at PICA. And Mr. Keith Montego, the Director of ICT. So let me start off with Mr. Winter. You're the man in charge. What are the changes being made?
Thank you, Naomi. Well, the changes that we're making at PICA is that we are transitioning a lot of our operations from manual to technology and in all areas. So our passport, immigration, citizenship. In immigration, a lot of people are now seeing the automated kiosks at the international airport. So passengers are now being processed by the kiosks. For the passports, we are now moving to the online passport renewal system for adults in the first phase. So very shortly, persons, when they are renewing their passports, will no longer need to come to the agency. But they can log on, they can go online, complete the process, submit their application, pay for it online, and then we have a courier service that will deliver it to you. So that is one of the changes. In our area of citizenship, we are currently building out a system that will also enhance persons' ability who are interested in becoming citizens of Jamaica to apply for their citizenship online. We're also moving, and you saw it recently, where the government has approved the policy for visas. So Jamaica does issue visas, so it's not only developed countries, we do issue visas, and we are developing a new visa regime, and part of that too is that visas process will be automated and online as well. So these are a number of the processes. We have our Qmatic system, which helps us to manage the persons entering or coming for service at our various locations. And we are looking at ways in which we can embed and implement technology throughout all our processes. So that is what led to us developing the unit called the Transformation and Projects Unit, because this is all about transforming the way we operate so we can create more value for the people of Jamaica by being a lot more efficient in how we deliver our products and services.
I want to hear a little bit more about transformation since it's so exciting, but let me go to the ICT man. Very important, because many Jamaicans, are a little technology shy, so to speak. Really, how is the acceptance level coming as you transition really to this digital platform?
Well, I must say that it's been going very well. The customers have been accepting the technology. What we try to do is that a lot of what we do, we try to incorporate the customer service area. So in terms of public relations, in terms of sensitization, we provide flyers, we provide as much information as possible to the public so that when the technology comes on stream, they readily accept and they're very glad in using it because it makes their process much easier. They see where they can move through, for example, at the airports in a much faster process. At the passport operations, they're moving faster. And so that's a very good thing, and they're accepting it very well.
Absolutely. So let's stick with that airport processing for a moment, because a lot of people, when they initially use it, they're very scared. They can't fully understand. There are too many questions. If I press this, what will happen? Help us walk our viewers for us through really what it entails.
Well, let's take, for example, the kiosks at the airports. Those are what we use to process passengers rather than going to an immigration officer.
Right, on arrival.
So, on arrival.
Yes.
So they come to the airport, to the kiosk. They need their passport. That's all they need. They swipe their passport at the kiosk. It populates a screen with pertinent information. They answer yes or no. Is this their information? Then they complete their address, where they are staying in Jamaica. Then the screen says, okay, ready to take your photograph. So they look into the camera, takes their photograph. Do you like this photograph? Yes or no? You can even take another one if you don't like it. And then when they, take off their hats and take their glasses and take the photograph, when they're satisfied, they said, yes, I'm satisfied. Then it gives them a receipt and they're on their way. So it's a very simple process. What we do is that the information on the screen is very intuitive. It helps them to go through the process very easy. And if there are problems, we have roving officers who are there to assist them in the process.
This sounds like it's really transitioning Jamaica to first world status.
Yes, it is.
All right, so let's then get to transformation. Tell us a little bit more, Amy, exactly what that role entails and how do you allow the public to fully understand what you do so that they can make the change with you?
The transformation unit was a vision by the CEO to allow us to arrive at our strategic objectives in a more seamless way, in a more modern way. And the transformation unit focuses on transformational projects to inform and arrive at the strategic objectives that the agency has set out. It also allows us to focus on the culture transformation that is required not only for the users, our staff, but also for the persons that we serve. And so at the end of the day, we want to ensure that we can measure and monitor our progress and we are in line with what is happening around the world.
Yeah, I want to stick for a minute on the culture transformation because, again, we've seen where there are so many people in Jamaica who are skeptical once it comes to using technology. How do you allow people to fully understand and embrace exactly what is happening at PICA and the changes that are really taking us not just, where we are, but on par and even ahead of some of the first world countries?
So it is dialogue. So that's the first step. Transformation and change requires constant communication, understanding the needs, those articulated and unarticulated needs of the customer. We also went out and we did a survey for our online products and we got a good feedback. Approximately 70% of the customers did encourage and are looking forward to an online service. So we are on an e-transformation journey.
E-transformation
journey, and you will see, as CEO has mentioned, we are targeting the three arms of the agency. So the passport services, the immigration services, the kiosks, the passenger declaration, online passenger declaration form, which was just launched in July.
Yes.
So you can go online, submit your immigration and customs declaration form from the moment you purchase your ticket. Whilst you're en route to Jamaica, when you come in, your passport is swiped, you proceed to customs. The same thing occurs in customs. So all of that is in a bid to ensure that we are on par or we are catching up to where the world is. Yeah. Smart border concept, all of our transformational initiatives are in line with that. Mm-hmm. So what you find happening now is customers are experiencing a shorter waiting time at our
they say time is money. So certainly
time is money.
When you save that time, you can go and do other activities.
Exactly. We're catering to our millennials and the others in that group or category who prefer to use technology instead of wasting time to come in physically to submit an application or to interact with our officers. That is meeting another need as a benefit. We have for long heard customers wanting the opportunity to visit our office once if they have to come in.
Yes.
And we are seeing that now because you have the option of having your documents delivered to you. And we have seen where our customers are appreciative of that. So in a nutshell, we are working towards addressing all of the needs that our customers want. We want to save your time, use our platform, use our services, our suite of products and services to help you maximize on your time, your transportation and transaction costs, because now you don't need to pay for transportation to come into our office to use our service. We can facilitate the traveler who has to be on a plane every day, or a first-time traveler who is nervous about the immigration declaration form and the customs form. You can get assistance prior to, in a more composed way, still fulfill our requirements and come in and enjoy the facilitation of travel service that we have.
Thank you. So many benefits. I mean, doing business, the efficiency, productivity. I mean, in terms of just to the economy. And then, of course, you look at just the benefits to the individual. Let me come to Mr. Montego before I give the CEO the final word as we close.
Okay, so in addition to what Mrs. Lynch mentioned, they can be assured that security will be paramount. We are putting in place things against cybercrime and hacking. There will be enough redundancy to have a backup for their data. We are listening to them, and we are catering for all aspects, all of levels of our customers, the millennials, all of them. So no one would be left out. Yes. And so all will feel comfortable to know that whichever way they want to access our services, we are there to assist them.
Thank you. And the final word to the CEO.
Right. Well, for me, my word to the people of Jamaica is that the Passport Immigration and Citizenship Agency, we are there to serve you. And we will continue to do our best to serve you in the best possible way. And we will put in efficient processes. One of the things we are no longer talking about is customer service. We want to create an experience for you. So when you come to the Passport Immigration and you should have a positive experience. And we are looking at technology, we're looking at the ways we work and the things we do to enhance that overall experience so that you will walk away feeling, wow, did I just come to a government entity? And we really want you to feel that way. We are going to continue to do our best and to serve you, our customers, to the best of our ability.
These improvements in the technology infrastructure, I must tell you, sound exciting. And I'm telling you that it really is something that will move Jamaica forward. Certainly, we have a lot to look forward to in terms of productivity improvements, and the doing business rankings, certainly, I believe, will improve as well. Thank you so much, Mr. Montego, Amy, and of course, Mr. Winter, for joining us today. It's been another edition of OPM Connect. Join us next week for another very interesting discussion.
And this is the final stop in today's magazine. Thanks for journeying with us. To watch today's program again, simply visit our website, jis.gov.jm. Don't forget that you're able to follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. I'm Sandria. Have a superb Heroes Weekend.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.